Goose Island Honkers Ale from Chicago. That's what we're drinking here tonight. So let's go to the questions. Thanks for giving me 60 questions. Let's see what we've got. Patty O said, which constituency of your readers would you anger if you talk about religion? Noting, of course, a We Religion Connected post showed up this morning. Yes, I talked about hell this morning. The terrorist who tried to blow up the Glasgow airport by driving a fuel-laden car or something into it. He was burned over 90% of his body, and 33 days after he burned, after those burns, he died. So he suffered. I think he was actually in a coma, and certainly if he was conscious, they would have given him pain medication. But what if he had just suffered from burns, or at least known that he was so badly burned for 33 days? That's a terrible torture, and yet hell is eternal torture, eternal burning. Even after 1 billion years, you haven't even gotten started. If you think of the suffering of that one person who, of course, did one of the worst things a person could do, if you think of his suffering, how could you possibly accept a God that would punish even the worst sinners with eternal burning? That was a question that I brought up this morning. But actually, I bring up religious questions a lot. If you click on the religion tag on that post, you'll see there's lots of old religion posts. It's one of my main subjects. So it's not that I talk about religion, it's that I don't talk about what my personal religion is. Even though you might think this blog is very personalized, it's also the case that it's not really about me, the details of my life. What do you really know about my life? You can see into this room. What do you really know about it? What do you know about what I do in this room other than blog and drink an occasional Goose, whatever it is, Island Ale? So the question is, I don't want the issue to be what my personal religion is now, and I'm obviously not proselytizing for any religion. And I'm actually pretty tolerant of religion, but also kind of critical of things people do in the name of religion. H.D. House said, I described your blogging style as tossing an interesting football out on the playing field and watching who tries to scoop it up and how. Is that accurately dispassionate? I must have told him to be accurate and dispassionate at some point or something like that. Well, I wouldn't use any sports analogies to describe what I do because I don't understand sports enough, but I do kind of specialize in this is what one does as a law professor. You ask questions that you think will be useful to discuss. But part of the questions you choose and the way you frame your question does contain opinion of your own. It's not entirely useful. So it's not like, oh, let's see what they'll say about this. Oh, this looks like it might be something. There's more of a basis for selection than just that. It is kind of things that I find interesting that I'm putting up. But it's not just like, this'll get them, this'll make them talk. It's something more than that. I have my secrets, but trying to ask good discussion questions, that is one of the things that I do. You have to try very hard to learn all my secrets. Okay, Paula Barge said, when are you going to ban Maxine? She's really getting tedious. Well, what's really tedious is people asking me when I'm going to ban people, because you should know by now I cannot ban people. I don't have the ability to ban people on Blogger. I'd have to have different software. So there's no banning. There's occasional deletion. But let's all try to get along. Maxine is part of the mix. She's one of the guests at the party. Some of the things she says are quite amusing. You sort of have to get her. She does go over the line sometimes. But let's try to get along. D.K. Walzer says he's tempted to ask the same question he did last time. Then he had all of this anticipation. He asked the long question, and then he waited, and it was when I had all those technical problems, and then he waited, and he's all, oh, she's going to answer my question, and then I had to redo it because it was out of sync, and then I had to redo it again, and he was like all excited about that and worried, and he's saying, oh, will she answer my question? 9 minutes, then he finally gets the one he can watch, and he's 9 minutes into it, I still hadn't gotten to his question, and he's all, would she ignore me? The divine Anne asks if there's anything more She has time for my question. She will address it. No! She congratulates herself that she had answered all the worthy questions in under 10 minutes and signs off. Hope dies. Oh, the disappointment. Much wailing and gnashing of teeth, which is soon intensified by embarrassment. All my old house classmates knew I'd asked the question. One even said it was a good question and must have noticed it had gone unanswered. Even more gnashing of teeth, but no more wailing. People were starting to look. No, I just don't think I can risk it so soon. Maybe after the wound is not quite so raw. Well, I did read that at least, but you didn't say what the question was. And I don't remember it from last time. I have to go back and look it up, so I don't really know what it was. What was it? Why didn't I answer it? Probably because it would take a lengthy lecture-y answer. The ones I skip are often ones that I just can't answer quickly, that kind of require a little law lecture. I just can't fit them in. I need to be able to do them quickly. Plus, I don't want to be boring, and I'm afraid if it has to get lecture-y that I'll be boring. Speaking of HBO, somebody asked me if I've been watching Flight of the Conchords. The answer to that is yes. I love the new HBO comedy, Flight of the Conchords. I especially think Jermaine is very cute. I kind of have a crush on Jermaine, which kind of raises the question of whether you can be attracted to people who are, very different in age from you. Like, you have to be 35 to even fit my half my age plus 7 standard, which we were talking about before. I don't think but that's about actually having a relationship. I think in terms of being attracted to someone, you shouldn't be attracted to people who are, not adults. But, people are attracted to the young. It's nice if you can be attracted to older people. It's not about actually having a relationship. You could be attracted to someone who's dead. Like, if you're attracted to Marilyn Monroe, that doesn't make you a necrophiliac, right? You're attracted to the, to the image of the person of the time. Anyway, so that answers that question. Another DVD I might take is my favorite movie, My Dinner with Andre. It's always good to have around. And I have some other movies I just like to rewatch a lot, like Slacker is one of my favorites. And it's my iPhone. Hi. Thanks for calling. I thought it was going to make a noise with the science fiction ring. I forgot I had a special ring for you. That was pretty cool. I'm in the middle of vlogging now, so as you might imagine, you might have guessed. So I'll talk to you later. I don't know how, you must be psychic. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, check it out, yeah. I got the old iPhone. It's thin. It's cool. I'm enjoying it. Titus asked some rude questions that I have to skip. Oh, really rude. Let's see. XWL says, has the amount of money you'd need to get paid for you to eat an egg salad sandwich changed? And if so, what's the new amount? Well, this is a good question because I can't remember what the question was, or what the amount that I put on eating an egg salad sandwich was before. There's an old blog post somewhere in there, in the immense archives of this blog, that says what you'd have to pay me to do certain things that I've never done, and what you'd have to pay me to get me to do them. And I said I've never eaten cold egg, never eaten deviled eggs, I've never eaten a cold hard-boiled egg, and I've never eaten egg salad. And I find it very unappealing, but I put a price tag on it. I think I would say for an egg salad sandwich, part of it is how thick is the egg salad actually spread on the bread. Like if it's real thick like that, you'd have to pay me a lot more. If it was just a thin coating, I might do it fairly cheap, But I think probably about $200 is the amount. But if you're going to put it on thick, you might have to pay me like $500. I might not be able to do it, actually. In fact, the more I think of it, even for money, it grosses me out very much. Fritz says, Anne, why don't you like to be called Annie? I consider it affectionate. Yeah, well, since it's not my name, people who use it on me, if they're not already in some kind of affectionate relationship, I perceive it as belittling and infantilizing. Palladian says, will you come over for coffee during your time in Brooklyn? Yeah. Will you come over for coffee? when I'm in Brooklyn.